Alright everybody, welcome to the live stream. So we are going to do a few things here. So today is the 16th. So going to go through the entry zones that I sent out to the group yesterday. With it being Friday, won't have any entry zones to send out this evening since the market will be closed at 5 o'clock. But we're going to go through the ones that I sent out yesterday to the VIP entry zones group and see how those played out. We're actually looking at one of them right now as far as the euro-dollar pair. And we'll see if there's any trades to actually take this morning. Looks like, we're already kind of out of that entry zone spot, but there may be something else to actually set up that we could have a potential trade today. I haven't actually checked Forex Factory for any news just yet, so let's take a quick look at that. Alrighty. So we did have some news overnight, but nothing really that stands out right now. I don't really see this making too much of a wave, but we'll keep an eye on that at 9:45. So we'll jump into the euro-dollar pair, do some analysis on that, and go through the entry zones in just a moment. Get a few things set up here. Before I jump into that, let me go ahead and share the stream out. We'll get into the charts in just a moment here. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and grab one of the entry zones that I sent out to the group yesterday. Yeah, so I think there was about 5 of them for the London and New York session that I sent out. 15th. Let's do the euro dollar first here. Well, first, let me I'm gonna go through a few things and see if there's any potential trades, just in case I don't miss anything while we're going through this. So we've got our 4-hour levels set up for the most part. Let's see, that previous high is way up here. So we'll let that be. We're definitely overall uptrending again. So we haven't made it to this very high just yet. So right now, probably should be still looking for buy positions. As far as the 1-hour trend, still in the buy positions. We still haven't came down to this bottom here for the 4-hour support to reject it. I mean, there's a couple bounces here. May not really get all the way to the bottom of it, but as long as we don't break below here, then we're still confirming and trending up for buy position. So we'll let that be for now. I can go ahead and get rid of this for now. Pretty strong selling candles in the 1-hour chart though. So a little hesitant about that, but let's see what we've got. We're not really making new highs on the 1-hour chart except for here. The next time it came back up, it wasn't really breaking any new highs. So we might kind of stay in a range for a moment. So we could still look for a buy entry at some point to move up to this ceiling here. I don't really see it coming all the way down to the bottom of the 4-hour support. So let's see what we got. It's kind of a fake out break at the bottom there. Don't really see a zone that I would kind of trade off of at the bottom here though. Just kind of want to be aware of this area. Yeah, I really don't see like a clear entry on this at this point here. Initially, my entry zone was going to be at this area if price came down and actually rejected it. But as you can tell, it pretty much closed into the zone here, so this would not have been a valid entry, valid buy to take here. No rejection. It did bounce a little bit, but it's not the actual rejection wicks that I'm typically looking for, so we didn't actually reject it. Like I said, it did come up a little bit, but usually when I'm looking for that rejection wick to show that it actually came in and closed above it. Gives a little bit more confident that we would hit our target of the 40 pips I was aiming for on that one. So not a buy position on this one, even though it did come up, like I said, a little bit. It wasn't going to reach that 40 pips, and as you can tell, came right back down and broke below the zone, and it's doing what it's doing now. So no buy entry there. Didn't get the confirmation. Alright, and do we have an actual buy position on this at all? Because I don't really see a clear one, to be honest, and I wouldn't be selling at this point. Even though there's a potential for it to come all the way back down to test here. I mean, that could be 40 pips. Yeah, but I mean, I'd be trading against the trend, and I don't do that. So look at the overall on the 1 hour, where we're trending up. I mean, so it wouldn't make sense unless I'm trying to like get in and out kind of situation. But I don't even want to take that type of a risk, because it could be continuing this trend back up at any point. It doesn't have to hit an actual zone or rejection anywhere. It could just continue as it pleases. So I'm only going with the trend, only buys. So at this point, pretty much just going to be waiting, because This initial entry zone didn't play out because price just didn't reject it, kind of sold and closed into it, came up a little bit and then broke right below it. So for me to get a good confirmation, I would want to see price kind of come back up. And remember, well, if you're part of the entry zones group, you'll know that. So whenever I place these actual arrows, I want it to actually come to a specific level, not just kind of come right around in this area here and then come back to reject. No, I need price to actually come well above that zone and then come back down to show a retest for me to go ahead and take a valid buy position. And of course, always waiting for that confirmation, the rejection wicks, to show that it wants to bounce, and then I would enter in to take a buy there. So the zone is still in play, just at the time that price actually came into the zone, it's not a valid buy for me. So still aiming for a stop loss of 15 pips. And this would actually, I mean, we could really, with it being Friday and a lot of volume, we could see price kind of make it all the way back up to these rejections here. So I would take maybe about 50 of those pips. I'm fine with missing a majority of the move, but as long as I'm still winning the trade. So can't take everything and play it perfectly and know exactly where price is going at all times. So it is what it is. As long as I get what I'm wanting out of the market, it can do whatever it wants for the rest of the move, and that's fine. But as of right now, I mean, the entry zone itself is still what I'm playing off of, but I would need to see price come back above it, close well above, come back and reject it for me to take actual buy position on the euro dollar. So let's go back to the actual zone when I set it up yesterday. So I think you guys can see this pretty clearly. Yeah. So as of right now, I mean, we had all that movement come up yesterday, primarily due to the news. One of the members in the group called part of the trade yesterday, so that's great. I didn't actually place a trade yesterday because of the news. I didn't want to be in at the time. This type of thing here, to me, is pretty much unpredictable. Either that or I'm not good at trading the news, so I don't trade it. I stick to my strategy, I stick to my plan, and I know what works for me. So quite a bit of movement. I think what that was maybe 100 pips or so, a little bit more than 100 pips yesterday, and then came right back down into that area. But after all that kind of settled down, I was basically just looking for the trend to continue to move back up for buy position. So once price came above this high and broke that and closed above it, that's where I was looking for this to be the entry zone for it to kind of reject off of and actually take a buy position and go ahead and continue moving back up here. But as you can see, when price did come back down, like I mentioned already, it did not reject. It pretty much closed into that zone here. Didn't get any wicks, didn't get any of that, so no confirmation, no buy. So that's what we'll be looking for here, for price to come back up into this area and where the actual arrow goes, and then come back down and reject and bounce off of it to continue to trend back up. Hopefully that's what we see. Outside of that, we can go to, let's go ahead and take a look at the dollar yen. See if we have anything actually setting up on that here. It's mainly consolidation at the moment. I don't see, I mean, I do see an entry zone that I could still be playable, but nothing that I'm worried about right now. So let's talk about the entry zone that I sent out yesterday then. So on the 15-minute chart, let's see, where are we at exactly? So yeah, we were right around in this area here at the time. So basically wanted to just continue to trend up on this one here. At least the recent trend was in an uptrend, so what I wanted to do is have price break above the zone here, come right above this area, and then come back down and retest and take a buy. or see it come down. This one would have been more preferable, but even if it did come all the way back down to this area here for the other entry zone and take a buy position at a rejection, that would have been fine as well. But let's see what actually happened. And this is why it's important for me to wait for confirmation on these entries, because I don't want to see just price go into it and then immediately take a buy, because there's no guarantee that it's going to bounce off of it until the market shows you it wants to reject it and bounce off of it. So I need that confirmation. But as far as what happened, price did end up coming back down into the zone, kind of tapped into it. This is not a clear rejection to me, so this would not have been a buy position that I would have taken, even though it was in the zone. And as you can see, I mean, yes, it did bounce. It did start moving back up. But what I'm considering when I'm taking these entries is does it have the potential to really reach my take profit? And for it to do that, typically I want to see a good bounce or a good rejection, a wick closure showing that it's rejecting that area for it to move back up. Something like this, it taps into it, yes, but it's not rejecting, it's not giving any wicks, it's not doing any of that. And as you can see, yes, it moved up a little bit, but it's not coming all the way, it's not actually making its move all the way up right away, at least in the immediate future. It's just kind of consolidating at this point, and I don't like to stay in trades for too long, so again, not a valid buy position for me, even though it did what it was supposed to at the entry zone. There's really not the volume there, it looks like, to really make that type of a move all the way up to what it's aiming for, 60 pips on this one with a stop loss of 25 or 26 pips. So not a good one. I mean, as you can see, it's not really making new highs on the 15-minute time frame. It's probably going to come back down into that zone. If it does show rejection at that point, then sure, fine. Then it'll be a buy position, but it could honestly break back through the way it's consolidating its way down, making lower lows, making lower highs right into the zone. So we need to get pretty good confirmation, rejection wicks, that it wants to actually move back up here. So at this point, not a valid buy, so we may be able to just kind of extend this out a bit and see what it does, how it reacts to that zone, see if there is an actual buy position to take there. Like I said, this one would have been more preferable because it would be continuing the trend. It's breaking above these highs. Then this is actually a 4-hour major resistance level. So if this would have broke above it and came back to reject it, definitely a better trade entry, but that's not what we got so far. So we'll just see what happens at this point. Let's jump back over to the euro dollar for now and see what it's doing. Yeah, so we still got a bit of ways to go on this one. Like I said, I want price to come all the way up here and then come back down to reject. So we're not really anywhere near that at the moment. May get something to happen on the dollar yen though, so we'll see how that plays out. So we'll probably move over to, well actually, yeah, we're on the Aussie dollar now. So this is kind of funny because it's actually doing kind of exactly what I was wanting it to actually do before taking a buy position on this one here. So let's see. So on the Aussie dollar, the entry zone that I sent out yesterday, what I wanting to see, well, let's see exactly where we at where were we at that point. So 15-minute. Why does this not look the same? Same. So yeah, so it looks like we were right in around this area here. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so after we had price kind of come all the way down into this area, what I wanted to see is basically price to come back down. Now, even though we're trending down on this one and I was looking for a buy entry, was because it was coming down to a 4-hour major support level. And I wasn't necessarily really looking for just a buy position after a rejection on this one. I wanted to see price actually consolidate, and that's what I went ahead and actually mentioned in the screenshot, because with the 4-hour major support, especially if you're going to be counter trending it, trading against the trend, which as you can see right now, based on the time frame at the time of the entry zone, we were trending down. So you'd want to look for sell positions, but we're going into a 4-hour major support level. So I'm not going to trade into a support major level like that, because one, there may not be enough room to actually make a trade like that for it to reach or take profit to fit into that window. And two, when it gets to major support levels, usually it's going to bounce off of it, a short rejection, and then go the opposite way, right? So what I wanted to see, other than just a rejection, because we did get a rejection here, and then it started moving up, but I wanted to see actually price consolidate into that area, kind of hang around there, and then once you go into a live session and you get a lot of buyers coming in, or volume coming in general, you want to see what the volume does at that level. So after we get the consolidation, then I wanted to see it kind of start to make its way back up, and then possibly come back down or retest it, and then buy up to go back up in the zone here. So that's kind of what's happening here. So it's not an immediate rejection or anything, as you can tell. Let me move this up a little bit. So basically, price came back down. No immediate rejection or anything like that. It is starting to make its way up above it and away from it. So this is the consolidation that I'm looking for. And actually, this would probably be a good supply and demand trade. So a demand zone being set up with the consolidation. If we get the highs to be broken and a new structure to be broken there, make a new high, and then price come back down to actually retest it, that would be a perfect setup that I would look for on the Aussie dollar on this one here. So not just a simple rejection of this entry zone because it is a 4-hour major, but because, and the reason I'm wanting that again is because we're trending down for the most part right now. For me to see a reversal in the trend, especially at the major level, I need to see volume showing that it wants to actually go away from that level and start moving back up. So this would be probably a good supply and demand trade with a demand setup being set up, demand zone being set up at the bottom here. So consolidation, demand right in this area, in the same, pretty much in the same zone as the entry zone that I sent out anyways. But if we can get, now that it's already made its move down, kind of move these out of the way a little bit. What I would want to see is something like this. Let price break this high, possibly come up to here, and then come back down just for a retest, basically a demand trade. Come back down into that demand area, show the rejection wick, and then take a buy position there, right? Still in the same entry zone, but now because we got the consolidation that I was looking for, this would be a good setup for a supply and demand trade. So buy position, or at least the entry zone is still valid, potential, but again, I need to see that volume go up and come back to retest it for me to take a buy for those 60 pips for the TP. That's what the Aussie dollar looks like for now. Let's go back to this here. Yeah. I mean, it's doing what I was wanted to see it do. It's going to take some time, and hopefully that happens during the session today, because that'll be a nice trade to take on. I'll probably jump over to the dollar yen for a moment, because we were kind of near that area for a potential trade. So no trade on that one just yet. Prices continue to move up. Hopefully it gets all the way up here and comes back down to reject on the dollar, on the euro dollar. And pretty much just going to be waiting for the Aussie dollar as well here. A lot of this, I mean, you may not trade every day, so a lot of this is just playing the waiting game. So you don't want to kind of like trick yourself into seeing something that's not there. Just kind of wait for a setup. If you trade a certain way, if you have a certain strategy, stick to it. Stick to what works for you. Be patient and wait for it to play out. You know, sometimes like if what I used to do is, if I'm seeing something like this and price has not came down to break below the 1 hour or the 4 hour support here, I may look at this and it's like, oh, well, it's definitely going to bounce up. It's going to start reversing back up and trade against the trend, right? I used to do that, but that doesn't always play out, and I get a little bit higher probability waiting for my actual setup to happen. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, this could definitely buy up and could start to move up if I just went ahead and took a buy position here and the stop loss down here. That could play out, but I found that at least in my trading history and when I was keeping my journal and going back to my trade history, it didn't always play out like that. And it's a higher probability when I see an actual setup where price is moving away from it. Typically, it's going to come back to retest it anyway, so you might as well wait for that and get the confirmation that the trade is going to happen. Because otherwise, if I'm just taking a buy position here, I mean, price could literally just start plummeting through it, and I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to it other than we're trending down. So you want to wait to see that price wants to go back against the trend and move up away from that support level. So just got to be patient on this one. See if that plays out. If it does, great. If it doesn't, then I won't trade today. So got to take it like that. So the other entry zone that I sent out yesterday for the pound dollar. Now this one, still not a trade that I would have taken, even though it is playing out. So if you guys are trading based off of these zones and supports, at your discretion. This is just how I trade. This is how I feel comfortable placing a trade. If I don't get the confirmation, then I'm not going to take it. Even if it still plays out, I have to be okay with that. I have to be okay with missing that move because I didn't get the confirmation that I'm looking for. And that's perfectly fine. I'm not rushing myself to trade. I'm not forcing myself to see something. If my setup doesn't happen, I don't jump in, you know. So the pound dollar, what I was looking for basically is, there was kind of two areas. Was either or, we're still looking for buy positions though, because again, just like with the the Aussie dollar, was looking for it to basically come off of that 4-hour support level and actually start buying up, but I would need the confirmation to show that it's wanted to go back up in that direction, right? So on this one, more preferable would be to see price come back up here, bounce back down, and reject for a buy position. Secondary, come back down to the major support, the 4-hour, and actually show rejection there, and then take a buy. But let's take a look, see how it actually played out. So here, let me get rid of some of these extra details. So here what we have is, yes, price came down to that 4-hour major support. Now as you can tell, I mean, these supports I draw out well ahead of time. I usually start off on the 4-hour chart and see where the major supports are, right? Now this could be a good buy position, just like I mentioned on here. That's why the zone is there. The only thing is, I didn't get the confirmation. I didn't get the rejection that price wants to actually go up. So on the 15-minute chart, this would not have been a buy position for me. but you can see that it is still playing out. Price came down to the zone. On the 1 hour, got a pretty nice rejection there. So if you're trading off the 1 hour, fine. I don't trade off of that, so I don't take it. Would have been a quick take here, but if let's see if we did like the 5 minute. The 5 minute would have been a good indication. Got a nice rejection wick here, but this is kind of a short term for me. Come back down, test again, and start moving up. Right here would have been a good place to take a buy. But if I'm looking at the 5 minute chart or on the 15 minute chart, I don't actually get that confirmation, so I don't take a buy. Now, if you did take this trade off of that zone, great, because you would have got an easy, quick 60 pips off of that one. So, hope you guys, and I mean, the key thing is here, you got to understand is, as long as you're trading off of the entry zones, the rest of the strategy is going to be up to you. This is how I trade. This is the setups that I'm waiting for me to personally take trades on my account. I hope this helps a lot of you guys out, and you guys take trades and make money off of it as well, but the decision for you guys to enter and exit the trade needs to be on you. You need to understand why you're placing the trade, where you're getting in, and where you plan to get out. If you have a take profit of like 60 pips, do you have room for it to actually get there before there is an actual support or rejection level there? Does that TP, that target, is there an actual window there for a price to make it there before it starts hitting a wall kind of thing? So, and that's why, I mean, I don't aim for something ridiculous like going all the way up here to like 120 pips or so, 150 or whatever. I'm going to the next support level and the next resistance level, and then I'm taking out of the trade. Take my profit and not go, and I'm done for today pretty much on that pair. Unless there's another setup that happens, of course, but yeah, so make sure that the window is there. Make sure you're trading at key zones, at places where price is likely going to reject. Price is going to bounce off of it or react to it or do something to that zone. You don't want to jump in the middle of a trade. Like where price is right now, I would not take a buy position at this level here. One, we're right at a resistance level. There's no rejection to show that we want to get in. If anything, you would take a buy down here when you get that rejection wick. But then again, you're in the middle of a channel anyway, so that's not really a good place for me to take a trade. So. Alright, I'm going to check something here just a moment. Alright, so as far as the pound dollar, like I said, there was two zones that I set up for that one here. I mean, yeah, one of them technically did play out, but it didn't give me the confirmation, so I wouldn't have took it. But if you took it, I mean, you could have had a quick 60 pips on that one here, so that would have been a winner for you guys. Nice quick trade, what, a couple hours maybe? Let's see, 15, 20, yeah, about almost a couple hours, and you would have had 60 pips off that trade already. And this played out before the New York session, so during the London session there. Good session for the pound dollar anyway, so. So the next point of trade would really be this zone, so kind of the same movement here. Once he come back down, reject, and give us a nice rejection. And actually we're pretty wide open all the way up to here, or even to this top here. So let's go ahead and check on the other pairs that we drew up. Okay, so nothing on the euro dollar yet. Dollar yen. Yeah, I wouldn't be jumping in on the buy there either. Kind of a good rejection here. We're still in that 15-minute chart on the 15-minute window though. So again, I would want to see price kind of come into that zone before I would validate a buy position. we're not really getting the volume to move this one up here, so still consolidating around that demand zone or 4-hour support, whichever you want to call it. So all right, I think there was there one more that I had sent out yesterday? I think there was 5 total. Let's see, Aussie dollar. It might have been just 4 zones actually, so we'll do some analysis on the other pairs anyways and see if there's anything that sets up on there. But yeah, there was 4 zones that I sent out yesterday for the group. And let's see. So nothing playing out just yet, but as far as the entry zones, this one was not a valid buy. We didn't get the rejection. This one didn't make it up to here to do an entry. This one we didn't get the rejection either, so we didn't take a buy. This one we're still waiting to kind of play out for a consolidation and a demand level to be established after a move up. As long as we get the volume to come in, that'll be a good one to look for there. And then this kind of already played out during the London session, so if you took this trade, great, 60 pips there. Like I said, I wouldn't have jumped into it just because I didn't get the actual confirmation wick, but it's at your discretion on how you guys want to trade that. So let's take a look at something like the Aussie yen or something. Alright, so we'll start off on the 4-hour on that one. This one's a little bit harder, more difficult to trade to me because it doesn't really, it's not very good at adhering to market structure when it comes to my trading strategy. So sometimes I will send out zones for the Aussie yen. It's not the preferred pair that I trade though, so let's see what we got going on though. So we got major level here, it's kind of broke through. Rejection here. So for the most part, we're probably trending down to come all the way down to this level. On the 1-hour view, for the most part, we're still trending down, so we're looking for sells. The only valid point that I would see here, yeah, we were initially trending up, kind of reversing at this point, broke this structure down. And as you can see, price did come back and retest that and came back down and broke below the level. So we're looking for sales on the Aussie yen, right? So what I'm doing on this one, the zone wouldn't be all the way up at the 4-hour zone, but it could be at this zone here. And this so happens that it lines up with this bottom and that wick. So if we take the bottom of this wick, actually, yeah, I would do the wick body kind of thing here. So this is where I would be looking for a rejection. Came down, bounced off of it, rejected the 4-hour, broke below it. So this would be a good place for me to look for an entry. As long as price comes back down to or up to that level, I would take a buy position there, or sorry, a sell position to continue back down, as if price comes back up to this area, of course. Stop loss, it's not really a lot of movement. I'm kind of hesitant to make it only 15 pips though. Maybe 17, 18, right up to that level. Because even if it gets all the way up here, it could just reject it as well too though. So, and then we would look for it to move back down. I think 60 pips is fair on that one. It's a bit much. Maybe 50. Take a quicker TP on that one. So that's what I would be looking for, at least for the Aussie yen. Have price come back up to that zone, continue to trend, sell. You're trending down, you're looking for sales. You just want to find a zone or price point to actually enter in. The best one that you can, at least. Don't want to just jump in just because it's trending down and have a pretty wide stop loss. So keep the risk to the minimum. So we'll be aiming for 50 pips on this one. Stop loss about 16, 17 pips. As long as we get the confirmation and rejection wick. So that's what I'll be looking for there. Let's see. I don't think I would trade the other ones during the New York session right now, though. Actually, this looks like a good sell. Let's see. Well, that's on the 1 hour though, so. Was this on the 1 hour? Yeah, this is on the 1 hour too. Yeah, let me fix that because I need... only looking at it on the 15 minute as far as my actual entry, so we want to see this, then come back down. But this is what I would be looking for on the 15 minute chart for that one. Yeah, continue trending down and look for a sell. Yep. If price makes it all the way back up here, that'd be a good place to look to jump in. So the pound yen, let's take a look at our major levels first. Just respecting these. Close out of those. Alright, so we've gotten back down to this 4 hour zone and we've broken below it. So we're looking for sells. This like a sell? Yep. We've broken below it, came back up, retested it, nice rejection wick. I'm almost tempted to actually... This looks like a pretty good buy here. The only thing is, the last time it did kind of break above, but we've broken structure down at this point. This looks like a good sell position here. At least on the 1 hour view. Nice rejection there. Almost like a supply setup actually. On the short term, look at that. Boom. Get some selling volume to come in. Break below here. Come back to retest it. Nice rejection. This looks pretty good to me. Pretty wide stop loss. This would have to be like 25 pips though. But the pound yen is not too heavy on that. Aim back down for this area. That looks good. Yeah. Let me pull up my IG for that here. Really tempted to jump in on this one. See, everything else, I mean, looks good though. Like, this is a zone that's being respected. Came back down, bounced, broke below it, came back up to retest it. Yeah, can't complain about this one. Now before it did reject, it did break below it, and not very much, but this time it went well below it. Came back. Let's see what the previous move looks like. Kind of a fake out here and then broke right back above and continued up. A lower high from this one. Kind of a head and shoulder, come back down, down, down. This looks good. Just gonna get my IG platform pulled up here to, so I may jump into this one here. Is that pound yen? Watch list, pound yen. Alright, so let's go to the 15-minute on that. I mean, damn, that looks pretty nice to me. Get a little bit of a rejection on that. I mean, freaking lines up. Alright, perfect, really. If we're looking for a sell, hate the spread on that one here. It's almost 4 pips for a freaking spread, man. Is it gonna reject though? That's the question. About 10 minutes left on that one. Yeah. Alright, so where was that at? At 167.11. 167. Oh shoot. 167.11 for 67. 11. Yeah, that's already kind of right there. Yeah. 7.11.4. Okay, so we're aiming for 80 pips. Let's do this. One 6.6.30. Alright, stop loss 167.36. It's right at the top of that wick. Alright, let's move that in. Hopefully we can close with a rejection on this one here too. Let's see what we get. Well, I'm glad I checked out this one here. This looks like a pretty good setup. My only concern is that it's a pound yen pair, so those don't really, a little hesitant on those because of the structure that they follow. Or choose to follow. Okay. We just need to close with a rejection. Oh man. 8. I wonder if I should extend the stop loss a little bit, because that's what a 1 to 3 ratio. I can see it coming back into this wick, but yeah, this looks like a pretty good demand setup or a supply setup here. Just need to close in a rejection, so we'll see what we get. Let's see, we have 25 set up for that one. So stop loss up here, it's right at the bottom of this wick. So this is one of those kind of in the moment trades where you see a kind of a supply and demand setup happen, and it's at a major resistance. So let's hope that holds. It starts coming down for us. How much did I make my stop loss? I think it was like 16739. 739. Yeah. About 27 on that one. Let's hope it holds and starts coming down. If not, then let's see. Pretty tight stop loss on that one, so only a couple minutes left on the 15-minute chart. We're not getting a rejection, so it's not looking too good. So we're getting right into the wicks of that previous high that it made here. Maybe we'll bounce off of that and start moving back below the zone. But we'll see. Okay, 15 minutes is closing. Didn't get a rejection. Let's see what it decides to do from here. So we're still in that 4-hour zone, but it's not rejecting yet, so might take a hit on this one, guys. So on the pound yen, for those who are here at least at the beginning of it, so for the most part we're seeing downtrending on this. We broke below the support level, the major 4-hour, and then we came back into that zone. We got the rejection wick here coming off of it and comes back in to test it. This time we're not getting the rejection, at least on the last 15-minute candle. And looks like it keeps pushing. We might get tapped out on this one here, so we'll see what happens if it doesn't reject at all and gets us hit before it comes back down. So just a couple minutes into the 15-minute candle for that one, though. At least this will keep me on the string for a little bit longer until this trade plays out. It's only 9:30 Eastern here. So Josh, yeah, so typically, I guess it would depend on the week or the month, but usually it's right around 75 to 80% if I'm strictly doing the entry zones that I send out. But this week might have 0%, so because this is the only trade that I've actually personally placed on my account for the week. Didn't get a chance to really trade at all this week, even though I send out the entry zones to the group. Didn't really have the time to really monitor specifically myself at all times and trade it when I like to. So if I lose this one, it'll be 0 for the week. If I win this one, it'll be 100. But it's probably the only trade I'll take this week, though. Let's see, another candle close on the 5-minute. Still not rejecting. Let me check. Yeah, I don't trade news. Don't trade news at all. I do know was it the 9:45 Eastern that dollar's coming out? We'll see how that plays out. But I mean, there's no adjustment I can make to my trade at this point anyway. So usually, if I'm worried about the news, then I would be looking for to move my stop loss to break even. But I'm already in the stop loss right now, or at least close to it. So if I get tapped out, I get tapped out on this one. We'll see. I think I was looking at the pound or the dollar yen as well. Yeah, so price didn't really come back into that zone yet either, so nothing there, nothing there. I mean, it's rejecting here, but it didn't really come off of that consolidation area. Alright, so we'll stick to this and see how that goes. So for the most part, there's 3 different strategies that I implement. If I'm planning ahead and not like in the moment trading, just basically supply and demand, support and resistance, and trend continuation. Well, it hasn't broke above the wick yet, but it's also not really rejecting. I get a good sign from the 5-minute chart that it'll close out negative, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see on that one. Let's see, how close are we on that one? This one at least closed with a rejection. Let's see how the 5-minute closes on that. Now once the news drops, it'll probably spike the spread and hit me anyways. So the 5-minute didn't close negative. The 15-minute, it was like right there. Will we get an engulfing candle on that one? Maybe, maybe not. Almost already tapped out, so. I have traded with what was it, my Forex funds a while ago, and I've always lost the was it the 5% drawdown thing? Yeah, so I trade my own capital now. I was doing good for a while on that, and then the first account, well, I guess I shouldn't say always, like the first account I was trading with my Forex funds got hit on the 5% drawdown, and I was doing fine on the second account, but then the whole, what was it, MetaTrader issue came about, so I decided to go ahead and just start trading, going back to trading my own capital. Oh yeah, it was already pretty close. I almost got hit already. So a few minutes left for the news. So like I said, the spread might spike up with IG and kick me out anyways. But I mean, I'm already really close to it, so might as well just let it play out. Let's see, what's the spread at right now? Yeah, we're hitting like 4. Above 4.5 on the spread now. And there it goes. Yep, the spread just spiked up for IG. And I am out. Oh well. Should have known not to trade during, at least with the news. I don't think this is gonna, I mean, the news is gonna be much of a mover, but I should have looked ahead that the spread was going to get me anyways. Yep, so we took a hit on that one. It was about 28, 29 pips. Let's go to IG. Spreads are going nuts. Alright, so let's take a look at that. Well, so for this week, I'm 0%. If you wanted to know my percentage. At least on my personal account, so yeah. And no rejection at all after that one here. Well, let's see what the news actually does to it. Is it going to bring it back down and actually... That'd be hilarious. Well, not hilarious, but tap me out and then come back in my way, huh? Gotta love trading. Look at that. Yep, should have just avoided the news trading in general. But I saw a setup that looked pretty good. You know, trend continuation, down trading, coming back to the retested level. It bounced off it once. It was showing a rejection there. Looked good. Took a sell. But, of course, the news. You know, what are you going to do about it? Guess we'll just kind of play and see what it does. Let's see if the euro is reacting. Yeah, quite a bit. Kind of want to see what this is going to do now, though. If it's actually going to come and take my TP. But yeah, Josh, I mean, if you're live trading, you can't hide stuff. You know, if you're trading with somebody, or if you're following somebody's trades or learning from their course and stuff, I mean, best way to see if they're doing things for real is live trade with them. You know, go through it with them, see what the win rate is, and actually watch them do it live. So it is what it is. If I take a loss, I take a loss. It's part of trading. Everybody loses sometimes. So this week, like I said, the first trade I took and already not lost, but we'll see if anything else actually sets up on the other pairs and see how that plays out. That's what, 20, how much was that? 28 pips? Let's go to the statement on that one. This is loading. Ooh, that hurts. So, Josh, I typically, the live sessions, well, as far as the New York session, I only do Fridays right now. I do have live sessions on Tuesday evenings at the open of the Asian session, and the, Thursday evenings during the Asian session as well. Typically, I'm not actually taking a trade during the Asian session, but I'll do market analysis, and then I'll do my actual live trading on Fridays. Just depends on what's going on, if I'm busy that day or not, if I'll do any other sessions. But Tuesdays, Thursday evenings, and then Fridays during New York. If you do want to follow the trades that I place in the entry zones, you can. I think the link is in the description. You can at least join like the free Discord community, where we kind of chat from there. And I'll post there usually when I'm actually going to have the live session and the link to it. But yeah, man, it barely, what was that? Like, it went up, let's see, what was it, at 39.9, I believe I had it set to, and it came up to like barely 5 pips above it, and then it's come. Oh, man. Oh, well. It's kind of the double-edged sword of having tight stop losses, so it is what it is. Let's see if any other ones are playing out. Oh, the WW. Oh, let's see. Save that. Okay, I just adjusted the link. If you refresh, just make sure that works. If it doesn't work from the link in the description, you should be able to go to SyllaFX.com. Let's make sure that pulls up. I'm pretty sure the link works from there, so yeah, so you can still join right from there. So if you go to SyllaFX.com, and it's just the third button on the link there. Watch it actually come all the way down now. But that's trading. Let's see. So we're still kind of waiting for this to see if it'll actually come up to this level, come back down and reject. Well, look at here. Nice rejection. But it's news. Should I take a buy on this one? Came right into the zone, showing the rejection. Let's see, we're still trending up. Right at the level, really. That looks pretty good. Let's see, nothing else playing out. Nope. This thing right here, oh, I swear. Alright, let's go back to this one here. We're right in that zone, man. This is tempting. Got anything else going on? Nope. I mean, it's right in the area that I would want it to be, so gonna make you hit your stop loss, or I'm gonna make you lose less money. Okay, so this candle has not closed yet. Yeah, it's dropping for now, but we're still trending up. We're still in an uptrend for the most part. So I want to see this candle close with the rejection, so it's coming right in that zone of to bounce off of. I can see it bounce off of this area and come back down, or come back up to the 4-hour resistance and then come back down. But if we can get a nice rejection here, this would be nice. Slayers. Alright, UJ. Well, we're at the bottom there. Just a minute in. So pretty high volume on the sells. If I can get a nice rejection, I would take it, but nothing yet. Okay, let's see. Still no rejection, not even on the 5 minute. It's pushing. See if anything else is playing out yet. Nope. Nope, already away from the zone. Breaking above. Coming back down after tapping me out. And coming back down on that one. Still no rejection on this one here, so that's why I wait for the confirmation to actually jump into it, because if it's not going to reject the zone, then there's no buy to take. Nope, 15 minute has closed below the zone, so even if we get a rejection at this point, I don't think I would go for a buy at all. And it's rejecting the bottoms here, but that's only on the 5. 36.25. Probably. Yeah, it's not showing any signs of stopping now, so so no valid buy position at this point now. So didn't get the confirmation on the 15. So that's gone. Let's see what else we got. Nothing there. No longer at the zone. Rejection here, but like I mentioned before, based on this consolidation, I would have want price to make it a new high above this, come back up here maybe, and then come back down and retest it for a supply and demand trade, but we're not near that yet. Nothing to see here. Oh man, I gotta stop looking at GJ, so because it got me today. Started coming right back down, but hey, it is what it is. Let's see. I mean, on the 15th, for the most part, yeah, it is making lower lows and lower highs, but still looking for buys. So if the next level would be that 136.25 we were talking about, possibly, but I would want a more pronounced level like this one here, because that's only one rejection there. It could be coming in all the way from here. But I don't like that one. I need a more tested level like this one here. So there's only 3 main pairs that I look at. Oh, not 3. There's three major pairs that I typically trade, and if there's nothing setting up on those, then I'll look at the 3 additional pairs. So euro dollar, dollar yen, Aussie dollar, and if nothing's happening on those, then I'll look at the Aussie yen, GJ, and pound dollar. Sometimes EJ doesn't like to play by market structure very much, at least for my trading strategy. But that's when I move on to those to see if anything is setting up. But main 3, euro dollar, pound dollar, euro dollar, Aussie dollar, and dollar yen. Yeah. EJ doesn't play nice, so. Got a bit of an engulfing candle here, but it's already closed into that zone. So even if it did reject a little bit, I don't see it moving up far enough to make the TP worth it that I was looking for. Shit. I was gonna aim for about 60 on this one. So even if I had taken a buy here, I don't see it. I'm not as confident that it would make it past these highs to reach the 60 TP anyways. It may reject right around here and then continue back down since it's already closed into that zone, so not worth a trade on that one now. Oh, okay. The 5-minute, man, that can be a little tricky because, I mean, it looks good. It's got the rejection wicks and everything down here, but based on the 15, yeah, I don't like that, so. Not taking that one. So this might actually look. Let's see. If we clear this up a little bit, what I see is still that supply and demand setup here. Only thing is, I don't think it's really moved up enough for me to take a buy once it hits down there, but looks like it wants to move up. And like I had shown on the entry zone, look for the consolidation, then buying volume to come in, and it looks like that's what we're seeing here. We got some buying volume moving it up. This looks like a good supply and demand. Wanted to kind of tap back into that area though for a buy. So already got a nice projection on the 1 hour. Yeah, if we could come down a little bit more, that might be worth a buy position here. Let's tap it into it. Oh, GJ. Let's see, what would I have to have above 30? Yeah, I wouldn't have set a stop loss of 30 pips on that, so I still would have got tapped out. 35 maybe. Spreads probably still would have got me. Yeah. 28. Oh man. Now you want to come down, huh? Alright, so let's see what's playing out on this one. There she goes. Coming right into it. So what would I aim for on this one here? I think we would at least make it up to there. Oh, that's way too short. Nah. I would need that high, 40 pips. That's not bad. Hmm. .6694. Yeah. We're gonna get some rejection here. see, that's 40. That would be yep. Let's see, is dollar yen going down still? Nope, just came back up. Looks like it might close out above the zone too. Nice rejections. Yeah, again, I'm not I'm not confident that it would keep going up anyway, so. But this could start rejecting and bouncing up. So let's see. 5 minute. So on EJ. I mean, yeah, to continue the trend, I mean, it's getting near that area again, so. All the buying volume and that quick movement could get that rejection here to continue back up. But I'm more interested in the Aussie dollar right now. It's like a good supply and demand on the 15 minute at least. Tap retest and give me some volume going back up. Let's see what it does. Are you talking about on EJ, Zach? I mean, it's pretty low for it to drop, though. I don't see it coming back to these lows specifically. Could, but yeah, I'll stay out of EJ for now, so. Oh, look at that. Coming back up. Are you gonna reject the zone or what? It's out of coffee. Really don't want to be in a trade at this point. Sorry, 10:15, but still got a lot of action that could be happening. Come on, reject. Keep going. At least come back up to this area here. That'll give me a good TP. Oh, GJ. Yeah, I mean, it looks better and not a rejection there. But I mean, that'd be close enough to the 4-hour zone. I just need some buying volume here. Come on. Alright, so could still see some rejection here to bounce back up, but as far as the 15-minute wise, I don't see it. Pretty strong selling power that came in on those, so I'll stay away from that. And there goes dollar yen again. Hey, what's going on, Yap? Are you trading this morning? Oh, shoot. Yep. Just kind of watching to see if this is set up and all. So I don't know if you were here earlier, but I did take a loss earlier today. What was it, like maybe an hour ago on on GJ, and then of course it went my way, but my stop loss was pretty tight on it, so I got hit on that. And as you can see, it's going down now. So, but it is what it is. The strategy was fine. It played out like I was expecting it to. We got the rejection we wanted, but stop loss was a little bit too tight, and if it wasn't, I'd be nearing to hit the TP now, but it is what it is. at 0571. Yeah, small loss. So my stop losses are pretty tight anyway. So just a small hit. It is what it is. Let's see. This one's coming back up. He said 105.71. Yeah, it's kind of below the 1 hour or the 4 hour support. Oh, well into this zone here. He said 105.71. Yeah. I mean, if it makes its way back down there, yeah. At least for me, I'm looking at the 4 hour and possibly this area here. See kind of how it behaves, because I mean, though we rejected here, came back down, kind of a fake out, came back up. If this doesn't count as its second rejection to it to move up, if it does come back into that zone, that's probably a good area for me to look at. Yeah. Let's see. Aussie dollar's doing good. Now if we could just kind of get it to give us an engulfing candle on that one. Oh man. I'm gonna remember this, GJ. EJ keeps coming down. So IG Forex sends out these notifications when the price moves down a certain percentage point, and it looks like it's right in a good zone, but I don't know. I'd have to get a rejection to even consider taking this one, but I may not. I'm more interested in the Aussie pair right now, in the Aussie dollar. Supply and demand. Well, it's kind of halting there, but let's go. Did you take any other trades yesterday other than the what was it, the euro dollar? I think it was the euro dollar we looked at yesterday. Yeah. See, 10.26. On the Aussie dollar yesterday, yeah. Well, you don't want to give your profits back, man. that was a hell of a move yesterday, man. But I mean, earlier I was kind of mentioning like, at least with my trading strategies, I don't. I mean, most of the time, if it is like a big move like that, I'll probably will miss the entire move. Well, a good part of the move, but as long as I get kind of my portion out of the trade and let the rest play out, I take what I take and kind of let the rest go. But it is what it is. At 66.70. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, if it comes back down to that area, yeah, but I feel like it's kind of already rejected here to make a move back up. So, but if it does, yeah, I'd be interested in the buy there. It's at 6670, yeah. If it hasn't already kind of started its move up. Yeah. Let's see what EJ's doing. Just blowing right past that zone, so I gotta stop looking at GJ because oh man. I would be taking profit right now. 80 pips. 80 pips. My goodness. I'll get her next time though. Let's see, 1 minute in. Yeah, so on the dollar yen, I mean, as soon as we kind of like closed below the zone, no longer interested in the buy position on that one. So, and it's breaking down. I think, who was it, Zach, or who was it that said it was going down? Yeah. Yeah, Zach, you got it, man. It's coming. See what the 5 looks like. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Need some more coffee. We're pretty wide open as far as news is concerned for the rest of the day, so hopefully we get some volume in here. Not looking at anything on that one. And it's plummeting. Does this have a bottom anywhere? Yep, it's right there. Price never came all the way back up to that area to take a sell, so yeah. that's a goner. I have to stop clicking on GJ because now I'm gonna be thinking like, really 5 pips? Like, got me out at 5 pips? 28 pips I think I had set on that one. Yeah. Oh well. 80 pips down the drain. Let's see. Yep, she's coming all the way down. So I think it was Zach that was mentioning right around in this area. Yeah. At least based on that 1 hour wick here, we get a rejection. That wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, that doesn't look bad at all for EJ. That's where we got a lot of volume kind of jumped in to spike it up, so. Let's see how it plays. Oh, man. Let's see, 53. That one might get to your area you have for the Aussie dollar. And if I could get a rejection here, that might look nice. Just need some more volume. And that was a quick drop on it here. Man. Maybe I should have like re-entered at that point after getting hit, but oh well. Still coming to it. Say 66.70. I don't know if it'll make it that far down, but on the 8 hour. Yeah, you analyze like on the major time frames. I don't think I ever go up to the 8 hour. But I'm usually like pretty in and out of positions anyway, so EJ looks like it's rejecting a little. Yeah. We can close with a nice wick on this one here. About 5 minutes left on the candle. Yeah, this doesn't look bad. Nothing else. I'll get rid of that one. That's already 1040. We are rejecting. Okay, so three minutes to close of the candle. Alright, looks like a deal to me. Let's see what we got here. It'd be nice to come all the way up on that one, but yeah. If I'm aiming for 40, yeah. What would a stop loss be on this? No, definitely not 12. Had to be at least like 15, 16 maybe. Give it some breathing room. Don't want to get tapped out again, so. Oh crap, I just took off. Okay. PWY. Back in. Yeah. We're bouncing, man. We're bouncing. Nice rejection closure. Now if we could just get some volume. Jesus. Yep. That's confirmation for me. that EuroCAD. Is that stream is a little bit behind. So. I don't ever look at EuroCAD, so oh, were you selling EuroCAD or? I mean, that's a lot of uptrend. I mean, even being at that major resistance here, I'd be hesitant to sell there just because I would want to at least go with the trend. But then again, I mean, that's the 4-hour level, so a lot of consolidation here though. And then coming back down possibly. Yeah, high, lower high, lower high. Maybe a break there. But I would need to see something like to this level. At least based on my strategy, this is what I would want to kind of see. And then trade it down to maybe here. Yeah. Right before it gets here, so right about maybe 65 or so. Maybe less, 60. Yeah, then coming back. You talking about on the EuroCAD or New Zealand CAD? Okay. If Aussie dollar would reject more. Where's this one here? Or EJ is where you were wanting it. Yeah, on the Aussie dollar, yeah, I mean, it's already gave the confirmation for me. I mean, I don't think it'll break below the zone, but kind of see what happens. It's already got a nice rejection here, another rejection here, but got about 7 minutes left on the 15-minute candle for it. Another nice rejection. Yeah. Why does this look so... Oh, that's the 5-minute. Yeah, the bottom doesn't look bad on that one. Yeah, if we had a bit of volume in there, the demand zone would actually apply, but it doesn't want to really move. Yep, pretty nice engulfing candle on that one. Yep. Might reach your entry. Would you say 667? 4 hour, yeah. A couple minutes left on the 15. It's getting to that bottom. Just better check the other pairs too. Like, staring at this one. Entry is getting to that line though. Might reject here. Maybe a demand. This candle to that candle. Kind of a late demand setup though, but yeah, this probably wouldn't be one I would look into jumping. Yeah. A nice rejection on that. Right into it. Are you looking at the euro dollar at all? This one's slowing down a bit. There you go, Zach. You got your confirmation. Oh, you're looking for it to break below it on EU? I don't know, man. I mean, EJ, yeah, EJ looks good as far as the long on that. Maybe up to this level here, but I don't see EU breaking below. Yeah, I don't really draw up like trend lines and such, but okay. Yeah, I mean, if it does in fact go down and break it, and then come back up to test it, then yeah, I mean, then we at least I would look for the shorts on it. But right now, for the most part, we're still trending up. I would really want to see this be broken down to consider sales on it. Outside of that, I'm still looking for longs on the euro dollar. I hear you. Let's see, what's this trying to do? This one might be a good, but it's not at one of my entry zones. But let's see how that plays out, though. Got it right there. Stop loss. Yeah, it'll have to be like down here. 1 to 2.5 risk to reward, not bad. I don't know that it would break this though, so probably had to be right at the level. 1 to 2 almost. I guess we need to keep plummeting down for the others to make it move up. Might get engulfing candle on that one. Your long looks good on EJ so far. GJ. That looks good. That would close out like engulf that one, then that'd be clear. Let the buyers come in. Are you in any position you have? Hope I'm pronouncing your name right, by the way. All right, good. Good buying volume coming in. That's definitely engulfing. That's coming up. If this had more consolidation here, this would be a good supply and demand, but yeah. That's engulfing. Man. GJ. look at that. Come on, buyers, push it. Need to drive this one up too. This is probably gonna crash, yeah. Oh, yeah. Six minutes. Okay, so EJ still looks alright. Might take a moment to start coming back up, but still above it. I haven't looked at gold in a while. Trend continuation, maybe. Nice rejections. Oh, it might just bounce off right here, actually. On the 15. Euro doesn't want to move. Oh, yeah. Once I'm done with this live stream, though, I'll probably need to go get some breakfast or something. You still looking at the Aussie dollar to come down to that 667? I don't know if it would close out with this candle here. It might keep pushing. Euro might take off too. See, 1 minute for the candle closure. She's pushing. Oh, okay. Let's see. Yep, it's closed out bullish, so we're probably going to keep going up on that one. Let's see, what did the euro do? I think this one's going to push up, but I'm not going to be taking a trade on that one. You guys look at a variety of pairs, don't you? Say USD, franc. Hey, it can get to a point where it feels like an addiction sometimes, and you just got to be in the market. So I resisted quite a bit this week with only that one trade, but yeah. Usually I'm trying to do at least like one, maybe two trades. If the entry zone is playing out, if I'm actually staying up during London session, but hey, if I miss it, I miss it. I gotta get sleep, gotta live. So you're looking to sell the dollar franc at the 50 MA. I don't have any of those indicators up, so I don't know. That's true, but you can't lose if you don't enter too many either. Let's see, is this going to be coming up or not? $93.35. I mean, I could see this entire section being resistance, but if we're going to fill in that entire gap that this created, I mean, those wicks there. Are you doing a fib on this one, Yep? I mean, for the most part, it's downtrending, downtrending. So when, so here's the thing. I guess my question is, because I used to like briefly look at retracements of the fib retracements, but there's a lot of things that can line up with like different zones or different, I guess, zones of the fib itself. But how do you determine which one is accurate as far as the 78 or the 68 or the golden zone or whatever? Or which one, I guess, do you stick to most often to rely on for that rejection or reversal? Well, so I guess that's kind of one of the reasons why I stopped. Well, I never really like consistently used Fibonacci, but like that's one of the reasons why I don't use it, because typically, I mean, yes, it offers like multiple zones to kind of look for entries on, but usually you're not taking a trade based on just the fibs levels on its own. It just so like if it happens to line up with like a 1 hour or 4 hour support and resistance, then that's additional confluence with it to support that. Okay, it may reject the zone, but then at that point, to me, it's like you might as well just do it off of support and resistance at that point, because you're putting more emphasis on the zone for the Fibonacci if it's lining up with a zone, a high or a low, or support and resistance. Then I don't see. I guess for me, I don't see the reliability behind using Fibonacci on its own at that point, because if you have to use it to line up with those highs and lows of support and resistance, then I might as well just stick with support and resistance at that point, at least for me. But yeah, I don't know if is that what you're saying, that you're using more as like correlation with it, if one of those zones line up with support and resistance. Okay. Still got 5 minutes on this closure. I'm gonna keep going back to GJ and be like, that was such a nice move, but yeah, so. Are we rejecting on the euro? That'd be a pretty late demand trade on that, but if that rejects, I can see both of these take off to the north here. So when I was looking at the zones for yesterday, I think maybe only one of them actually. Well, one kind of went into the area. I think this was a zone that, yeah. Let's see. So the euro. Yeah. So I had the zone set up here before, and when it came down, it didn't actually reject into it. It was right here before, so didn't reject, just closed into it, so not a buy. This one's plummeting. Reject. Nothing on this one as far as GU. EJ is not looking good. I mean, it's still at that zone really for the 4 hour. Do you typically have like wider stop losses, Zach? $44.35. Yeah, it's a good block there that could cause it to come back up. Yeah, a lot of consolidating there, so that might hold. Kind of lines up. Well, no, a little bit lower. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on how strong your stomach is as holding a loss live, and I mean, as long as you have plenty of margin to play with, you could kind of like martingale it and hedge your way out of it, and that can work, but yeah, I don't like seeing one. I like to be in and out of trades, and holding a loss for too long and just waiting and hoping price is going to do something, and then news comes in and then boom. Like, yeah, I don't like that, so I get you. Yeah, nobody should do that. Yeah, yeah, small trades on those. Yeah, yep, definitely true. You got to know what you're doing. You got to be used to hedging your way out of it, and kind of holding those and stomaching those. I mean, if it's smaller trades, then yeah, sure, that shouldn't be too bad. Like with my trade sizes, um, they range between like 20 to 25% of my margin. Um, so I usually trade, like last week I was trading 3 standard lots, and this week I'm trading 4 standard lots. So if I'm using a good 20 to 40% of my margin on it, I'm not looking to hold a loss too long to try to work my way out of it. So I definitely stick with my stop losses on those. But even with the larger trade lots that I place, even though yeah, it's using a larger percentage of my margin, but my stop losses are still pretty tight to where I'm not risking more than like what, maybe a couple percent, 1%, maybe a couple. Like, let's see, what was the last one? Uh, yeah, about 7, 8. Yeah, almost a couple percent. Let's see what the euro's doing. The euro's not looking good on that rejection, so. I mean, it could bounce up like it did before, though, so we shall see. Now, this is not one I'm actually in anyway, so I'm just watching it to see how it plays out, so either way. There. See, we're just at the beginning of that 15-minute on that one. Yeah. I almost want to remove GJ for the day. That way I stop looking at it. Cause I guess I could remove this now. I have to say. Well, I'm gonna have to go ahead and wrap up this stream here. Got a sick kid I gotta go pick up from school, so I'll keep watching the pairs. Hopefully the Aussie dollar kind of makes its way up here based off of this zone, but let's see. But I appreciate you guys watching the stream, joining me, holding the conversation. Good luck to your trading, and like I said, usually I'll be doing the streams Tuesday evenings, Thursday evenings at the Asian session, so about 8 p.m. Eastern time, as well as Fridays during the New York session. Usually I'm not actually on this long, but I had a couple things to kind of monitor and see what plays out. But thanks for joining me, guys. I'll catch you guys in another stream. Hopefully you guys join in. If you do want to join the Discord, you can go to SyllaFX.com. The link should be in the description. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in another one. Good luck. Want to become a full-time trader? Start making money trading from home today with the SyllaFX VIP entry zones. Receive multiple trade entry zones every weekday for different currency pairs. You also get access to the full SyllaFX trading course, as well as live trading sessions. Go to SyllaFX.com now and join the VIP entry zones.